marriage can break or break us. Now, I describe marriage as two unique individuals who come together to complement each other. Two individuals who guide each other and encourage one another to get closer to their maker, who grow together in God consciousness and the fear of offending him. Two unique individuals who help and support each other in developing emotionally, intellectually, socially, and in the service to humanity, who fulfill each other's needs, wants, and fantasies, who are garments for one another, who protect each other's dignity and look out for each other's best interests, whom you feel completely emotionally and physically safe around. Together, you build a nurturing, loving, and safe home, and a climate and culture where each of you thrives and achieves your greatest calling. You are together and you're in a climate where there are no secrets. You hide nothing from one another. You're an open book. You are each other's confidants. You get to know each other better than anyone else in the world. You can be your true self around your partner. Marriage is about give and take of mutual fulfillment and mutual satisfaction. Marriage is living with your companion, your buddy, your mate, your best friend, and your lover. You get to grow old with this person and go on a lifelong adventure of self-discovery and personal evolution. The one whose soul you fall in love with whom the steady burning embers of true love remain constant long after the fire of passion has died down. Whenever you look at each other, you feel contentment in your heart. Why? Because you know that you are with the one that Allah created just for you. Now, as I was describing what, in my opinion, marriage is, how many of you were thinking, I don't know what she's talking about? How many of you never witnessed that? Now, alhamdulillah, I was privileged to witness it in my parents for 50 years of their marriage until Allah called my mother home first. Alhamdulillah, this is what my husband and I have been able to nurture and build over the past 29 years. I know when I was describing marriage, some of you were thinking, not in our home. In fact, all we have is fights. There's disrespecting, there's shouting, there's putting down. I feel trapped, I feel broken. I'm abused either emotionally, physically, psychologically, economically, or sexually abused. There is contempt, there is disgust. You feel betrayed, you feel disappointment. You find that you're just managing your spouse. You're literally like roommates. In my relationship, there's maybe manipulation, games and politics, a struggle for power. In some relationships, people will say, oh no, actually in my house, there's show off, economic superiority, spiritual or intellectual superiority. It could be anything, the list goes on. The big question I always ask is why? If Allah has described marriage with words like love and mercy, and we're meant to dwell in tranquility with one another, lounge in peace, happiness, and contentment. And nowhere did he say marriage is about managing one another, about disrespect, about self-sacrifice, about oppression, when even in Islam, oppression is worse than slaughter. So why is it so hard? Why are so many marriages not working compared to those that are? Why are some couples able to give 110% of their into their relationship? They are committed 110% compared to those who are not. Why does love and mercy exist in some marriages and not in others? And how did things get so bad? Now, what I find so interesting is how we make and how we take our other religious rituals more serious than our marriage. Our prayers, our fasting, the sadaqah, the non-obligatory, visiting the sick, being good to our neighbors, the sunnah and the hijabi look, the memorization of the Quran, the nawafil, the zikr, all those are good. They are absolutely wonderful. However, when fulfilling our obligations to our spouse constitute half of our ibadah, imagine combining all those other things I've mentioned, the obligatory and the non-obligatory. Fulfilling our obligations to our spouse is actually what fulfills half of our faith.